Welcome back to Capybara Go, and today, as promised, we are doing Arcana Collectibles Tier List with thorough explanation. So this one will be very subjective because nobody knows what's the best. Every of those is better for specific build, but I'll try to make like average assumption. It will sort of rate builds as well, kind of. So we will try to do our best to rank them up because they are really hard to get and you want to know that you're getting what you need for that price. That's a serious investment here. So yeah, and another thing, we have no images of those gear collectibles for armor, rings, and accessories. So basically, I will just use the images of the equipment itself. So sadly, yeah, they are not in the game files yet. We will upload them on the wiki a bit later, but not yet. So yeah, before we start, as always, I would appreciate your like and subscribe. I did my best to get this all together. Checked a lot of info, so I hope it will be helpful for you guys. So yeah, let's start with the easy things, the pets. That's extremely easy. Depending on the pet you are running and the build you are running, you might want some of those guys up. Elsa statue is obviously the best one there is because it will allow your Elsa to freeze enemies and also increase the debuff stack limit to 5 layers. Insanely powerful, like really good. If you can get it, you should, but the only way to get that so far is the event that's over right now. So yeah, but it's still the best. Like if there will be any way to get that, you should. Then we get the normal mythic pets, and out of those guys, let's go them one by one. I have the unicorn here first because this is my favorite build. The unicorn gives us extra 100% of the hero's critical damage as additional damage to hero's attack, to pet's attack, I'm sorry. So basically it will just give you a bit more DPS, and the stars are not that great for all the pets. They just give you extra stats for the pet that are nice, but not that crazy. The cool thing is 4-star. After casting the skill, increase hero's critical damage by 25. That will increase the DPS. And 9-star, extra damage changes to 115% of hero's critical damage. So basically, all the unicorn bonuses here are a bit of extra damage. It's not that crazy, it's not game breaking, and you can live without it. So even though I have it, I bought it, and even though I feel like this will help, it's not the highest priority, so it's an A tier. I love the unicorn though, and I love the skin, but yeah, it doesn't worth it to focus on that if you have other pet options available for you. Next one is Slime King statue, and now this one is pretty cool, especially if you're using, well, not especially, but only if you're using Sky Splitter build, because its 0-star will give sword chi damage increase by 50% after Slime King uses a skill. So that's really strong, and it will allow your Sky Splitter build to be way more powerful. 4-star heroes combo damage and counter damage by 30%. This is good for everyone. And 9-star sword chi damage increase changes to 100%, so even more bonuses to Sky Splitter build. So this one will be S tier for most people since, well, honestly, outside of the Whisperer build, you probably don't want to use Unicorn that much. But Slime King, that gives you extra combo and all that stuff, probably will be more beneficial for most people. And this 4-star bonus is great. So if you can get 4-star bonus at some point, it will be really expensive though. You should. I got this statue randomly from the chest, so I wasn't buying it, but it is pretty good. And the first one is only useful for the Sky Splitter build though, so it's not the best. It's not focused on combo and counter build fully. It's mostly focusing on sword chi damage. So yeah, if you feel that information here isn't enough, I will make a separate video on each build where I will explain everything in detail, because right now the video will take forever if we won't go fast. So Flash statue. Flash will give Flash a chance to do extra attacks, so to trigger 2 times. At 4 stars, it's damage based on the target's max HP, not the current HP, which is really good. And at 9-star, trigger 2 to 3 times. If you use Flash, if you like the percentage of enemy health as a damage, that would be good. Although most of the time it's not that great. So I will put it to the A tier. Honestly, like, it could get a bit more up. I might be wrong here, but still, I feel it's not that game breaking and it's not that useful. And most people would like to use Elsa, Slime, and maybe Ellie or some other pet, so that won't work well. And Flash is pretty much outranked later on. Same thing goes for the baby dragon statue. It has a lot of potential to get the skill damage bonus and all that stuff, but it's heavily focused on the burn damage, increases stacks, increase burn damage, but burn damage itself scales really bad in the later games, so that's why it's sadly not that great. So we will put it to the C tier. Yeah, it might work in some really narrow build where you get infinite stacks of burn and the fight will be long enough and you will get lucky with all the fire damage things, get the fire ring and all that, but I have never seen anyone using the fire build yet, so probably not the best option. Next one is purple demon fox statue. What do we get here? We get at the start of the battle, inflict 1 poison stack on all enemies and then activate every 2 rounds thereafter, which is pretty fun. You will get poison at all times. You can get the poison percentage damage skills that will boost your damage to the poisoned enemies. The poison itself deals really low damage, so it doesn't worth it. At 4 stars, the damage increase duration is +1 round. We'll talk about that in a second. And at 9, that's 2 stacks of poison. That's completely useless because poison is maxed out at 5 stacks and I found no way to increase that number of stacks and the damage is still insignificant. So unless something will be changed, anything but the 4-star isn't that great because 4-star, let's go to the pets for a second. There we go. At 4-star, this increased damage taken by targets by 15% will last for 2 rounds instead of 1. So that might be a really good additional damage source to the enemies. But once again, most people would like to avoid this purple demon fox. It might be good for like the boss fights, but in most situations, Elsa will just be better for overall progression. If you want to get the pure DPS build, you might want to go with the purple fox. But other than that, especially for the investment that you need to do to make it work, it's not worth it. So I'll put it to the, well, A tier right after the unicorn. It's still good. It might be useful if you want to use that pet, and out of all other pet Arcana collectibles, it's not horrible, but very situational and limited. And now we are moving on to something that you were waiting, the gear, equipment Arcanas. This will be hard. So before we start, the thing with those Arcanas that their basic bonuses, like the first one, are most of the time horrible. What do? They increase your ultimate attack by 30%. And then you need to level it up once more in order to get some minor attack bonus, and then you will get something cool at 2 or 3 stars, or maybe even 4. So the thing is, it will require a lot of expensive investment to make it work and be useful. So keep it in mind, it's not an easy way out. You won't be able to get like one Arcana weapon and be happy about that. So let's go over them one by one and see which one will work. So Blade of Justice, this one is working really well with combo builds, although so far it's been like lackluster. Most people don't consider it that great. So yeah, overall this weapon is good for the combo. So the Judgment will give us combo damage taken by the enemy by somewhere around 41.5% based on our calculations, but it should be around 40 to 50%. I'm not sure about the exact value. And yeah, it worked well with all the combo bonus that you can get right now with the heroes for extra combo attack, and like you can stack multiple combos. That might be good. So the thing is, the first useful stuff, like 6% of attack is nice, but it's not that great, and only for attack of the weapon, so it's not overall attack multiplier. Yeah, Blade basic attack damage 10%, which is good for the combo build, and only at 4 stars we get combo rate plus 5% when equipped with the Judgment Blade. Then 5 stars, additional basic attack crit rate 25 for the Judgment targets when equipped with legendary Judgment Blade. So basically, if you get the debuff on the enemy, they will get additional basic attack crit. So there is a higher chance to crit the Judgment targets, which is good for the DPS. Then we get a Judgment Blade attack combo, global combo damage 10% when equipped. So basically a really good multiplier for the combo damage. Blade attack 10%, combo damage 15% when equipped with the Judgment Blade, and 10 when equipping the Mythic Judgment Blade, combo rate plus 10%, additional normal attack crit rate 10%, and crit damage 50%. So overall, it feels really good. The problem that in order to get to something valuable like this 5% combo rate, you need 4 stars. So for now, like if you really want to go to the combo route, it will be good. I'll put it to the 8 S tier right now, but we will actually move it around. Early investment, it's B tier because it doesn't give you anything. So yeah, and once again, all those weapon arcanas that you want to pick will be based on your build, and you would like to make sure that this is your long-term build. So for example, right now I'm running Whisperer build, but I'm not sure that I'll stick to it in the Mythic weapon because it doesn't feel so good. So you would like to make sure that you're doing the right. Let's take a look at the Sky Splitter right now. This one should be good because Sky Splitter build is the one that's really good for the end game, so maybe this will amplify that quite a lot. Same stuff, Fury damage, attack, basic attack damage, same stuff. Sky Splitter attack 6%, combo rate 5% when equipped with the Sky Splitter. This is pretty cool. I wasn't expecting that. So this one gives combo as well. And there we go. 5-star is the first actual bonus. When equipping a legendary Splitting Sky Sword, Sky Splitter, the wording is crazy in this game. All sword auras have a chance to become super sword auras. Now this is really cool. That will allow you to get a chance to make all sword cheese super sword cheese. Give me a second. Now the question is, that sword chi that will be buffed, is it like the rage skill Sky Splitter wave dealing 230% attack damage, or super sword chi that is in the skills? It's really hard to say right now, and someone said that there is a 35% probability, so we have some additional info here on the wiki, which is pretty cool. So that's a nice chance, and that will greatly increase Sky Splitter build damage, so that's really good. After that, the bonuses are not that significant. 7% global sword chi damage, right, same stuff. And at 10 stars, now this is good. Everything else is kind of okay, cool, but this one, Mythic skill enhancement. Sword aura can deal true damage equal to 7% of target's current HP, maximum 11 times attack. So that will greatly amplify the damage of the Sky Splitter, and I think it deserves the top spot right now out of the weapons. Like, yeah. Those are separate. Pets and equipment are separate because you get them in the different ways. But yeah, this seems to be the best thing, and the Sky Splitter build itself is real powerful, and with this 10-star, it will be insanely strong. So I think this will change a lot in the meta gameplay for the whales or people who play years to get this, because that should be really good. I think of switching to Sky Splitter or Reaper build myself later on, but for now, at least we know how it works. Next one is Shadowlands, and Eternal Shadowlands buffs the poison. Once again, really weird because the poison itself has the limited amount of stacks, 5, and after that it doesn't do that much. Poison and chance increase to 100%, which is pretty cool. I mean, you will get poison at all times. You can get extra damage to poison targets again here. Other bonuses are not that crazy. Counter attack rate instead of combo here on 4 stars, so it's a bit worse than other swords. Probably is for the spears. And legendary Shadowlands skill boost, 25% lifesteal on poison targets. So we will get even more lifesteal of the poison enemies, which is cool, but lifesteal itself isn't that fantastic, at least right now. Let's see what else we can get. Global poison damage when Shadowlands is equipped, so our poison will do a bit more damage, which is not a lot. 9 stars, same stuff. Global poison damage 15. And at level 10, at 10 stars, I'm sorry, poison damage plus 40% and poison stack layers plus 6. So this is the only way how you can increase the poison stacks on the enemy so far. It will give you 6 more stacks, so I don't think it will do that much damage, to be honest. Even if you get like 11 stacks of poison, that's 2 times more damage. Even with all the multipliers, it will be 3 times more damage. So it's like 2 or 3 normal attacks without the critical chance and everything. I am not sure about this. Honestly, I think this is bad. I will put it to the B tier. Because the bonuses are great for minor damage increase, but Shadowlands builds are not common, not useful, and not many people use that. I don't even know anyone who uses that. So yeah, and this doesn't make it easier for them. If like every star here will give +2 or +3 poison stacks, that would be cool. Like, yeah, you get the spear and now you can poison enemy to their death. That's cool. And like 5-star will give you lifesteal and will make poison deal percentage of enemy health. Like, that would be cool. Or make poison do percentage of something like... So it will be scalable with the enemy health, basically. Yeah, probably of enemy health damage. That would be great, but in the current state, it doesn't work. So don't go for it. Next one is Eternal Mushroom Hammer. Let's take a look at this one. So the bonuses here are somewhat the same. 4-star will give us counter rate because like that's the main stat of the weapon. The swords get the combo, spear get the... What was that? Doesn't matter. Nobody likes spears. And hammer get the counter. 5 stars. The first actual bonus. Counter deal additional 5% of max HP as damage when equipped with the legendary mushroom hammer. It's nice, but it's max HP of the player, I think. So it's not scaling with the enemy's health. It's scaling with the player's health, and it's not that powerful. So it doesn't give you that much. Let's take a look at other bonuses here. Same stuff, global counter damage, attack bonuses, counter damage, 10 stars. Mushroom Hammer Mythic skill, extra 15% global damage reduction with the shield. And I'll remind you that Mythic bonus take 30% less damage when you have a shield, and that will give you 30 to 15% extra, so it's 45% less damage. I have no idea if it's on top of the normal damage reduction. If that is so, that might be pretty cool for your survivability. You will still need to get the War Veteran for sure to take out the enemy, otherwise you will run out of turns, but it's a good bonus to survivability. Moreover, I really like the idea of the shield mechanic, so that's why Mushroom Hammer is one of my favorite weapons. I never used it, but I still like it. So I think it's great, honestly, for the people who main this build, but I think other weapons are a bit better right now. So yeah, if that attack at 5 stars would be enemy's HP, that would be better. But right now, it doesn't do that much all the way until you get 10 stars, which is expensive. So yeah, S tier, but once again, with the comments that we added here. Next one is Durian Hammer, and this one is kind of the same, but it gives you healing instead of shield. So overall, I don't like it that much because your health pool can be one-shotted and shield helps you out with that. So let's take a look at the bonuses. Attack, basic attack damage, hammer attack, counter rate, and level 5 stars. Counter adds extra 5% shield. Now that is interesting. So let me remind you that the Durian Hammer itself, at Legendary, all shields become Durian Shield that deal counter damage equal to 25% of attack when attacked. And at Mythic, counter damage increases 75% of the attack. So that's pretty cool because it allows you to use the shield as offensive. And you will still get the shield if you get the right heroes or skills and that kind of stuff. So that will help. And on the counter, we will add additional 5% of the shield. That will improve survivability a lot. So far, it's already better than the previous hammer. Let's take a look at other bonuses. They are kind of the same. At 10 stars, Durian Hammer Mythic skill. Shield reflect damage plus 150% of attack. So it's doubling the reflection. That will do pretty decent damage. And I think it will put it somewhere here. I kind of like it at the same level as the Blade of Justice, depending on your build. But this is definitely better than the Shield Hammer, than the Mushroom Hammer. It's really, really cool. Now let's move on to the Whisperer. I haven't actually read it all myself. As a Whisperer main, I'm really curious to see what it will get. So the basic bonuses are kind of the same and useless. 2-star basic attack damage, attack crit rate. So far, everything is the same. 5 stars. When wearing the legendary Wind Whisper, dagger crit rate plus 10%. So that will increase dagger critical rate. It's pretty cool. It's not game breaking. It will give you a bit more DPS, but nothing that's game changing. Let's go to 10 stars. Mythic skill. Each time the dagger hits, increases 2% dagger crit rate and 3% dagger crit damage. Up to 10 stacks. That's a lot. That's 20% dagger crit that added with 10% from the 5 stars and 30% crit damage. And by itself, the Whisper on Mythic will increase crit rate by 2%, like the same stuff with a lower percent, like basically somewhat the same stuff, but a bit higher crit damage for the main weapon. So I think this will actually increase the damage output quite a lot, because this will give bonus to the daggers, and each dagger hit will also, and basically the normal Mythic skill will boost the weapon crit, so we will get a really good weapon crit and dagger crit, and that will do pretty decent damage. Although, once again, the problem with the Whisperer that it's not as great in the late game, because, for example, Sky Splitter Mythic is way better, so it just decimates the enemies with that Sword Chi. Additionally deal true damage to equal to 5% of target's current HP, and that Arcana bonus is great as well, so, you know, overall, it feels like its damage output will be just way better. But for now, I will put it somewhere here. As a Whisperer main, I put it after 3 of those Arcanas, guys, because it feels good, but not that great. Once again, I'm always glad to hear your opinion. Write them down in the comments, because it's very early stage and it's very debatable, and I don't think many people has those Arcanas higher than 0 stars, because we didn't get any options to get them. So, you know, it's for future discussion. And yeah, likes and subscribes while we are at it for the promotion of the video and YouTube algorithm. I will really appreciate that. Next one is Angel Bow. Let's take a look. Same stuff. Ultimate, bow attack, nothing crazy here. 5 stars. Legendary skill of the Angel Bow increases probability of angel daggers. By how much? We have data at the wiki, so I'm not sure how correct is that, but that's a pretty good bonus. And yeah, angel daggers are really powerful, so that will help us a lot. And that's pretty cool for the Angel Bow, because those daggers, they do more damage, and they also heal player for 2% of the player HP, so, you know, it's really good. Then at 10 stars, Angel Bow Mythic skill, global damage plus 15%. So basically the Mythic skill by default is become an angel for 2 rounds after throwing 3 angel daggers, which is easy. And it will also give you just a global damage percent bonus, I guess. It's not that great. Honestly, it's okay, but it's not that crazy. So the best thing here is at 5 stars, and it's really powerful as well. For people who run their Angel Bow, that will be very strong. So I will put it over here, I think. So it's like 3rd S tier for me. All right. Not sure. Next one is Eternal Star Staff, the staff that actually uses the fire to do more damage to the enemies. And here it's unique. 2 stars will give us staff burn damage. So it's not just the fire damage, it's the burn damage, damage of the damage over time effect. At 5 stars, a legendary burn stack limit is +6, so, and that's pretty cool, because by default you get 3 stacks, and +6 it's 9, so it's 3 times more stacks, which is pretty cool. Then step attack global fire damage again, and at Mythic at 10 stars, Mythic star staff flame wave triggers 2 burn stacks and burn duration +1. Now, this is strange. Judging by the theory, by the description, it will make burn build way stronger. It's really strong. You can accumulate a lot of burn stacks. The problem is, probably they will still won't do enough damage. The only hope here is Skyflame Ring, where the fire strike deals additional damage equal to 5% of the target's max HP. That will increase the fire output drastically, but the question is, the burn damage still stays the same. It doesn't affect that. So I'm not sure how good is that. So yeah, it's debatable, and I will put it to the B tier. No, A tier. Okay, it's better than the poison for sure. The question is, how good is this? No one is brave enough to try that because the investment of the resources to get this that high is insane, and you might end up with something useless and be really upset. So yeah, it's better to go for the tested options that are more guaranteed. We're getting close to the last weapons. First one is Reaper's Staff. Now this one should be really good. The first bonus here is unique. That lightning damage coefficient is plus 6%. So it increases the death ball damage by 10% actually. Plus 6 out of 60 is 10%, which is really great, and it will increase even higher later on, but it doesn't give you that much. Overall, it's great because the number of balls you can throw is insane, especially with all the things that you can use right now. And that might really help out a lot, especially since it's like 0 star. You can get it straight away. That's really strong. 2 star, Death Lightning damage plus 8%, even more. That's pretty cool. Death Staff skill damage plus 15%. This is interesting because the ultimate skill is throw 3 death bolts, so maybe 5% per bolt. I don't know. It's pretty cool so far. 5 stars. When equipping legendary Death Staff, the staking count of Death Lightning damage is plus 3. Now this is great. That will allow you to stack those bonuses, not up to 6 times, but up to 9 times. So it's 12% each time, times 3, that's 36% extra damage per bolt. And that will be really good. So this is very strong. This is like, I don't know, top tier right now. Death Staff attack, Death Staff global electric damage, alright. Electric damage again, 10 stars. Mythic Staff, Mythic skill of the Death Staff increases probability of Death Light. Alright, so the bonus itself is all bolts have a chance to become death bolts. And now it's like 40 to 60%. Depending on the contributions to the wiki. I'm not sure how correct is that, but if it's every second bolt that's doing that crazy damage, it's outrageously strong. I don't know, it might be even better than the Sky Splitter, to be honest. So I think this thing depends. They are split in the top tier, like the very top rewards with the Sky Splitter. I will do this, you know, I will put them all 1 rank lower because that's how it is. Like, those things are unrivaled. They are really good. Those things are okay, but those things are way better. Like, after reading all that, and after actually figuring out how Sky Splitter and Reaper's Staff works, I am seriously thinking about switching from Whisperer to one of those, and probably this one. I really like the lightning damage, so maybe that would be a better option. Alright, and the last one, Bishop Staff. Bishop Staff, 0 bonus, rage skill damage, plus 30%, and this is the only place where it matters, because the Bishop Staff itself is focused on dealing ultimate rage damage to the enemies. And at Legendary it will give us 50%, at Mythic it will give us like even more bonus to the weaker enemies and all. So it makes sense only here, and it gives the skill damage bonus, so you know, it makes sense. Everything else, it feels wasteful, because ultimate damage on all other weapons isn't that important. Okay, what else do we have here? Attack, rage skill damage, so this sort of keeps going with the rage damage. 4 star, this is unique. Skill crit rate, okay, it's pretty good, 5 star. Initial rage plus 100, so basically you can start the fight with the ultimate straight away. I think it's wasteful. I really don't like everything that gives you bonus at the start of the fight, because it doesn't matter that much, so it's weak. I would like rage generation plus 10, for example. That would work really well. All the bonuses here are kind of the same, and at the 10 stars, initial staff rage skill combo. What the hell is Mythic Bishop Staff? Initial skill rage skill combo. Ah, right, we get the skill. Rage skill combo, and I think it's rage combo right here. So we will get this mythic skill by default. Rage skill can be cast 2 times and damage a bit lower. So I think this is the thing that we will get. Since here we can't really click it and learn about that, it's written in green, which is bullshit. So I think it's this skill, and it is good. So basically you can trigger a couple of rages, but sadly, there is no rage generation anywhere. So you will still need to get something like rage daggers and rage normal attacks and all that. So it's kind of weird. It feels like it could be so much better, but it's unfinished. That's what I feel. So this thing will go, I don't know, to the B tier, because honestly, I don't find it to be that useful, and it's very situational. Some of you guys wrote in the comments that it's really good, but I doubt that it can be useful in the later stages. Let me know if I'm wrong, and if you guys invested into bishop staff and know that it's really valuable. Now we're moving on to the equipment, which I wasn't expected to happen anytime soon, but it's here, so we can go through the armor, rings, and accessories. So the armor, the first one is Dragon's Breath armor, which is, in my opinion, the best armor in the game. But let's take a look. Dragon's Breath armor restores extra HP per round plus 10%. At 0 stars, it's already pretty good. It's actually quite solid for survivability. HP bonus, alright. Defense, what the hell? When wearing Dragon's Breath armor, 10% defense. I'm not a big fan of the defense. I have no idea why they still put those bonuses out here when most people don't like those. So yeah, when wearing Dragon's Breath armor, ignore crit rate plus 5%. Alright. A lot of defensive stats here. Legendary skill enhancement of Dragon's Breath armor. Gain additional 5% shield per round. Now, this feels very, very good, guys. Let me get the armor for you. So, that means that at legendary bonus, we will restore 40% attack as HP each round and get 5% shield per round, which should scale from HP and not attack. So that is really good for survivability. HP plus 8%, HP recovery effect even higher. HP bonus, okay, good. HP recovery effect even higher, 10 stars. Mythic Dragon's Breath armor, gain plus 5% attack and defense upon each HP recovery is taken up to 10 times. What the hell? This is so good. This makes this armor really good. If you get it to 10 stars, it will be better. That's 50% attack and defense. It will be better than the tunic. Wait, let me take a look. I'm curious. That's 15% after each action. Okay, it's not better than the tunic in terms of the attack, but it will give you a lot of survivability as well, and you won't have to switch them around at that point. Interesting. I think this is good. This is S tier. Out of the armors, the problem is with the armors that right now they share the same chest as some of the weapons. So unless you are going for those two weapons, right, it kind of makes sense. It kind of makes sense. So phase 1 has both of those S tier weapons here, right? And phase 2 chest has the armor and 3 weapons that nobody likes. So it feels like those weapons are outliers, and Whisper build is nice, but it's not for the end game. This is something like the step-up stone to get to the Mythic if you don't get lucky. Okay, that's interesting. At least that's what I'm seeing from this, and I have to cope with that for a while. Alright, let's go to the Revival Cape. What can this one offer for us? When resurrected, HP is increased by 10%. Is it like more HP on resurrection, or yeah, max HP increase? I'm not sure. Still okay, not that great yet. That one is better so far. Revival Cape HP bonus, global HP bonus, equipment HP bonus, ignore crit rate. I think it's the same, right? It was ignore crit rate here. Yeah, same stuff. Okay. So when wearing the legendary revival cape, gain a shield of 25% of your HP after resurrection. So it's once per fight. Before that, it was revived with 50% HP. Now it's 50% HP and 25% shield, which is not that much. It will be shut down really easily. Revival cape HP, bonus to HP, all that stuff. 10 stars. All right. Revival attempts +1 when wearing a mythic quality revival cape. And after revival, the mythic bonus is get attack and defense plus 25% for 3 rounds. Okay, that might be a viable option here for tough chapters, like when you move through the enemies, double slimes, for example, that always destroys you. That will allow you to go through those fights easier. The question is that it's very expensive. Is it worth it? I'm not sure. I will put it to the A tier. It's not horrible, but it's not as good as that armor. Because this one will give you both survivability and damage right now, and it lasts for the entire fight. While Revival Cape is one-time use for the resurrection only, so it's not that crazy good. Now let's move on to the rings. Actually, I'll be honest with you guys, I'm not familiar with the rings so far. I feel most of those are lackluster for my build right now, so I have no idea what to do with them. Here, for the rings and the accessories, we get the unique passive right now, which I think it means that only one of those passives will be applied. If you get 2 of the same rings, you will get only 1 passive bonus. So keep it in mind, probably you would like to use only 1 ring at a time at that point. So yeah, Shadow Ring that was throwing the icy spikes. Cooldown timer -1 turn. So by default it's 4 rounds. With this one it's -1 round, and on Mythic it's -1 round as well, so it's every 2 rounds after that, which is kind of okay, but 1 single icy spike isn't that much, to be honest. It might be good to lower enemy attack and defense with like the frost skills of the icy spikes without getting the skill itself. Might be a good option. Let's take a look at the rest of the stuff. Attack and defense bonuses, okay, not that crazy. Global attack when equipped, okay. Attack and defense bonus of the equipment. Global lightning, ice, fire, and poison damage, plus 5% when equipped. Okay, so that's the skill damage right here. The thing itself is for ice, so it kind of works. Let's take a look at the 5 stars. It's usually the main one. Equipping a legendary quality Shadow Ring grants ice spikes a chance to trigger Ice Storm, dealing ice damage equal to 100% of the main character's attack. Doesn't worth it. Still pretty cool, but doesn't worth it. So more stats over here. Nothing really crazy. 10 stars. When equipping the Mythic Shadow Ring, each ice spike reduces enemy control resistance by 3%, taken up to 5 times. Now this one is good, because the problem with the ice spikes in the late game that the enemies, they do resist crowd control effects, and your ice spikes, they will probably never freeze an enemy, and this might mitigate that. I'm not sure how useful is that, if it's enough or not, but that seems to be really cool. And if you will be able to use this to actually stun freeze the enemy, it will allow you to survive the fights easier, because your survivability depends on not taking too much damage, and if the enemy is stunned, that might work. That's curious. Alright, overall, the Shadow Ring itself isn't really favored by many people, because it's just an ice attack, it's not that crazy, but that thing might change things. The problem is when you test him, and who is crazy enough to test that? I don't know. I will put it to the B tier right now. I might shuffle it a bit later on. It feels like it potentially could be good, but not yet. Let's take a look at other rings to see how to compare them. Obviously, the armor is still better investment, yeah, since we're comparing all types of equipment and arcanas. Judgment Ring throws bolts, and the rare lowers the skill cooldown again, and it was every 3 rounds. Now it's every 2 rounds, and gain 10% screen and gain 10% skill crit rate for 2 rounds. So that will guarantee you 10% skill critical all the time now. Okay, that's great. And on legendary, that's like 20% skill critical. This is really good now. This is worth it already for this skill builds. The bonuses here are kind of the same. When equipping the Judgment Ring, global attack, okay, it's the same stuff. Global skill damage, against shielded targets. That's unique at 4 stars. 5 stars, the unique bonus. Equipping a legendary quality judgment ring, increase skill crit rate by 10%, even more skill crit. This is good. So basically we get 20% from the ring by default. This one will give us 10% more, that's 30%, and you probably should have other options how to get that, like that Slime King over here, or maybe Unicorn. I don't know, you probably have other ways to get the skill crit rate by this time, so that should give us pretty much consistent criticals. That's really good. Let's keep going. Skill damage when equipped, okay, same stuff. Global skill damage, not that great, 10 stars. Okay, Mythic quality judgment ring. Enhances skills. Every 1% skill crit rate grants additional 0.4% global skill damage. Maximum 40% at 100, what? Yeah, at 100% skill crit rate. So, at 100% skill crit rate, we will get 40% global skill crit damage. No, global skill damage, not crit damage. This is really good. This ring is nice. Okay, this is really good for the skill builds. I will put it over here, and it might be even better than the armor. Honestly, that one gives you a bit more of attack, survivability, but this one gives you crazy damage. And the fact that 0-star bonus is that good is really nice. Wow. Okay. I'm surprised. So this one is good. If you're going for the Reaper build, for example, this ring will boost you out so much. Next one is Skyflame Ring, the Outsider, the ring that throws fire strikes, and as I said before, at Legendary it will allow your fire strike to deal 1.5% of the target's max HP, and the question is if it's applied to all fire strikes or only fire strike from the ring itself. In any case, let's take a look. What do we get here? Skyflame Ring's rare skill triggers Flame Wave from turn 3 and from turn 2 at Mythic quality. So that will allow us to get Flame Strike every turn after turn 3. That's pretty cool. So we'll get constant fire strikes from the ring. Now we get some attack and damage as always. Global attack, nothing crazy here. Global fire and poison damage, 5% when equipped with the Skyflame Ring. Okay. 5 stars. Wearing a legendary quality Skyflame Ring greatly increases the chance of Flame Wave causing burn. So we will get more burn effects from the Flame Wave. Debatable. Honestly, it's not that hard to get enough burn stacks unless you get the infinite burn stacks, and even then, it's questionable. So maybe if you get lucky with all the skills in the right places, that might work really well, but in most cases it will be a waste. Global fire and poison damage, fire and poison damage. This one is heavily focused on damage over time effects. 10 stars. Wearing a Mythic quality Skyflame Ring adds 1% extra damage to Flame Wave. What the hell? I think it's a mistake here, because it feels like a lackluster. So yeah, we have the Skyflame Ring over here, and what does it do? It casts Fire Strike from round 3 instead of Mythic, which is horrible bonus. But I think it will add 1% extra damage of target's max HP over here. That's what it should do, because this is 1% extra damage is useless. Maybe it's 100, I don't know, or maybe 1% extra damage every Flame Wave. But in any case, it feels useless right now. I don't know. This is like horrible. So it makes it like even worse. C tier right now. We need an explanation on this. If it might be really good in combination with like all the fire and poison builds all together, and might work, but still debatable. All right, that was weird. Dragon Ball Ring. Let's take a look at this one. This one is kind of fun. It gives you light spears, but it also gives you basic attack crit rate, so kind of nice. Let's take a look what it can do. Rare skill of Dragon Ball Ring cooldown -1. This one is unique passive, while others are not. Wait. Because this one isn't -1, it just sets the specific level. Yeah, and this one isn't unique passive for Shadow Ring. Does it mean if we'll get 2 Shadow Rings, we will get -2 turns? I don't know. Wow, this is so weird. I think we will need to reiterate all that a bit later, because I think things will change, because if this is unique passive, it should be unique passive for other rings. Everything is so untested here. Dragon Ball ring attack and defense 6%. Global attack, okay, nothing crazy so far. Global basic attack damage reduction, unexpected, we get defensive here. 5 stars. Basic attack crit rate 15% when equipped with a legendary quality Dragon Ball ring. That will help a lot with the builds that main their basic attack as a damage source, like Angel build, for example. Maybe even Sky Splitter build a bit. Yeah, but most of the late game builds are focused on the skill damage anyway, so I'm not sure how useful it is in the late game. Let's take a look at the rest of those basic attack skill. Global basic attack damage. Global basic attack damage when... Okay. 10 stars. Dragon Ball ring enhances skills. Every 1% basic attack crit rate gains an additional 0.4 global basic attack damage. So we'll get 40% extra global basic attack damage. I think it's pretty cool. That works kind of the same as Judgment Ring, but for the basic attacks. The problem with this thing that basic attacks are not as common, so I'll put it to the A tier right now. Sort of. The main drawback of this Dragon Ball ring that it summons the goddamn light spears as a main option, which nobody likes, so... Yeah, even right now with the light spears getting the shield option and other things, it's still a bit lackluster, but it's getting better. Maybe we will get more skills for the light spears later down the game, and they will be worth it. Maybe. I don't know. So far, kind of weird. Let's move on to the accessories, finally. So, Proof of Glory, I have this stuff, it's kind of weird. Straight away, rare skill enhancement for Proof of Glory. Basic attack deals 3% at Epic and 4% at Legendary of characters' current HP as basic attack damage with no upper limit. Alright, so before that it was true damage, right, same stuff. Not really, is it additional? Yeah, I think it's additional. So basically, it used to do 5% of the current HP up to 10 times attack damage, and now it deals 3% at Epic, so rare doesn't do anything, and 4% at Legendary. That will kind of not scale with the attack, so I mean, it's pretty cool, I guess. Proof of Glory, HP and defense 6%, global HP plus 5%, so it's increasing your global HP as well, which is pretty cool for survivability, shields, healing and all that. Good for Life Leech build, for shield builds, and for any other builds that needs survivability. So yeah, global skill damage reduction at 4 stars is okay. 5 stars. Basic attack bonus damage scales with the protagonist's max HP for this stuff instead of the current HP. So if you damaged, it will still do maximum damage. 4% and 6%. So it's higher percentage as well, I guess. It's hard to decipher this, but it seems to be way better right now. Proof of Glory, HP and defense, global basic attack damage, the stats are all over. HP and defense bonus, global basic attack damage when equipped. They kind of add additional damage to your weapon. This is pretty cool. Basic attack over here. 10 stars. When wearing Mythic quality Proof of Glory, lifesteal rate plus 15% and lifesteal effect plus 25%. So, this is pretty cool. Even though I'm not a big fan of lifesteal, you can get some lifesteal effects using the collectibles and other means, and lifesteal rate is the problem because by default it's 0, you don't lifesteal by default. But this will allow you to use it from time to time, and with the combos, counters, basic attacks and higher basic attack, that might be a good source of healing. Moreover, it adds a lot of HP bonuses for you, so feels really interesting. Honestly, I don't know where to place it right now because it's weird. I will place it to the A tier. I feel it's really good. It's way better than the stuff over here for sure. Yeah. So it's A tier for now. Not an S tier yet, because it feels like, honestly, that damage is still pretty low. So as a damage source, it's not that great. And survivability is pretty cool. But once again, I still have no idea if it's Mythic damage reduction, 25% stacks on top of your damage reduction. Probably not. Probably it's just additional damage reduction. So, yeah. Might be good for the late game when you can't get enough damage reduction by the normal means. Now to my favorite, Bloody Grail. Let's see what does it do. 0 stars. Crit rate 5% when equipped with the Bloody Grail. Straight away. Crit rate of everything, which is really nice. Alright, then HP 6% and defense. Nobody cares about that. Global HP when equipped. Bloody Grail, HP and defense, 4 stars. Ignore counter rate plus 5% when equipped with the Bloody Grail. So enemies will do less counters. This is strange. Vulnerability increases damage taken by the target by an additional 25%. Now, this is good. By default, it's 40%. At Legendary, it's damage plus 60% after crit to a vulnerable target. And now, Vulnerability, all the crit against vulnerable targets will be not only 40% damage, but plus 25, that's like 65% damage, which is really good. Okay, let's keep going. Crit damage over here, HP crit damage again, 10 stars. Mythic quality Bloody Grail enhances skills, has a chance to deal 5% max HP as damage to vulnerable targets up to 2 times per turn. Max HP of who? Of the character, I guess. I think it's good. Honestly, I think it's a good source of damage, so I'll put it to the S tier right now. But we might shuffle it a bit later when we will read about Reckoning Badge. So, this is the skill badge, right? Yeah, it's adding additional skill damage and all that stuff. So, at level 0, skill damage to shielded targets plus 10% when equipped with the Reckoning Badge. It's good, but it's very situational. Not many enemies use the shields. It's good for PvP though, I think. But we care about chapter progression mostly. 1 star HP and defense, 2 star global HP, 4 stars. Ignore combo rate, same stuff. It was counter, now it's combo rate, ignore. 5 stars. When equipping Legendary Reckoning Badge, bonus damage effect plus 25% or plus 40. Alright, so we need this here again. Bonus damage, where is this? Skill deals extra 150% damage to targets with less than 50% HP, and now it's like plus 25 or plus 40%. The problem is, it's not that much. Because if it's 150 and you get 25% more, it's like, what, 20% or so? It's not great bonus here. If it would be like 50% and it's 40% extra, that's a lot. Now, this isn't that much. All right, let's keep going. Global skill damage. This is good. HP, global skill damage, 10 stars. When equipping Mythic Reckoning Badge against targets with less than 70% HP, skill crit rate 10% and skill crit damage 40%. This one is good. So basically, you don't really have that many options. If you want to go for the skill build, you would like to get one of those, one Bloody Grail and one Reckoning Badge, I think. Because right now, with those unique effects, unique passives, you want to have one of each. You don't want to get 2 of those, because those bonuses, they kind of add a lot. The problem, that everything is so expensive and you won't be able to get any of those anytime soon. So this is a cool tier list. It was fun. I really learned a lot, and I hope you guys learned a lot as well. I won't even shuffle anything anymore, because it feels like everything is in a good place. So yeah, it feels like those weapons are the best, and you don't want to go for anything else than S tier here, unless you really know what you're doing, because things are very expensive. Yeah, the pet statues are easy to get, but everything else is very expensive and hard to get for the weapons, at least right now. And yeah, going for something lower than S tier will be a mistake, because you might get into a situation where you want to change to something else and you won't be able to refund that. So yeah, I think this is how it is right now in the game. You gotta decide, like, at first you save up your resources, then you decide on your final build in the game, and then you build towards that. So I think I will go, okay, I have no idea, depending on the luck. Either Sky Splitter or the Reaper build. Once again, I will make the build guide for each build a bit later. Stay tuned, don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss that, and like this video. Write in the comments what do you think about this tier list. Your opinion matters a lot because I'm really not sure about anything at this point. Those things are weird. Wording is weird and everything is so strange. So yeah, your opinion matters a lot. And yeah, check out the video description for the rest of the videos, tier list, and guides. LD players who can play this game on the PC like I do over here, really convenient. Discord, weekend, all other useful stuff. Other than that, thank you very much for watching. It's been Stan, Kosh. Have a good one. Bye.